Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine at home and enjoying your days. Today we shall learn about the second poem of your book, Wind. We all know that wind is a natural phenomena. This poem is written originally in Tamil language by Subramanya Bharti and it is translated into English by A.K. Ramanujan. The poet says that wind is destructive. He linked the wind to the adversities and obstacles of life, to all the challenges and problems we face in our life. Those people who are strong enough, they overcome the adversity, and those people who are weak, they break down and become more weak in their life. So, poet conveys the message that we should be mentally tough and physically strong to survive in the hardships of life. So, let us start the poem. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. The beginning of the poem is a form of plea. Plea means making request. The poet is appealing to the wind that blows softly. It is as if the wind were a living being. The poet is addressing to the wind that don't break the shutters of the windows. Shutters means the solid covering of the windows, that is window panes. The poet says that not to break the window panels by blowing so fast. He also asks the wind not to scatter the papers in the random direction. He also asks it not to throw down the books on the shelves. However, the wind is almost like a naughty, sadistic personality that takes pleasure in disrupting things. Now the poet is getting angry and accusing the wind. He says that, you see what you have done. You threw down all the things. You tore the pages of the books. And adding more to the devastation, the wind also bring the rain. Let us see the next lines. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters. Crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Here, the poet personifies the wind as he calls it you. Poking fun means to make fun of someone or mocking on someone. Weakling means those people who are weak, people or objects that are weak. Frail means weak, crumbling means breaking down, and rafters means the beams of the roof that support it. So here the poet says that the wind takes pleasure in making mischiefs, making fun of those people or objects that are weak. The wind breaks up the entire house that is weak, the doors and the weak rafters. The poet hints that the strong wind can tear down weak bodies and weak hearts. Here, the wind symbolizes the difficulties and challenges of life. It means that the difficulties that we face in life lead to hopelessness as well as the loss of life. In the next line, the poet says that wind is God. As we all know that winnows means the process of separating the chaff from the grain, and crushes means breaks. The poet says that the wind god is a super powerful entity that throws apart and crushes everything. Now let us see the next lines. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let us build strong homes. Let us join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. As the wind is destructive, so in these lines the poet speaks to his readers. He tells them that it is useless to appeal to the wind like he has been doing. The wind governs its own actions, it will not listen to you. Instead of pleading to the wind, this poet advises that we should strive to build homes that have strong foundations. By joining our doors firmly, we can ensure our safety from the wind. We must make our bodies firm and our heart steadfast. Steadfast means firm, strong. We should be both physically and mentally strong. We should train ourselves to face a strong opponent or obstacle like the wind. If we are successful in doing this, then definitely we can make friend to the wind. Now see the next lines. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. The wind has both good as well as bad effects. It is the fact that the wind supports the strong people. Here, the poet proves it by giving an example. If the fire is weak, the wind takes no time in blowing it out, in extinguishing it. But if it is a strong fire, the wind will make the fire burn with more intensity. Roar and flourish means to expand, to burn with more intensity. Now, the tone of the poem has changed by the end of the poem, as the wind is no longer seen as a threat but a beneficial entity. Here, the poet is saying that friendship of the wind is good for us because it can increase our strength. Only then we shall admire him every day. So now let us discuss the literary devices used in the poem. There is no rhyme scheme in the poem. The entire poem is written in free verse. Next, a very prominent literary device is anaphora, when the particular word is repeating at the start of the two or more consecutive lines. Here, three lines are begin with don't, you can see, and again you is also repeating in the next lines. Next is personification, where the object has been given the human attributes. In the entire poem, wind is personified as it is treated as living thing. The poet calls the wind God and he addresses it by calling you, he and his. Repetition, crumbling word is repeating in the poem many times. And the last one is symbolism. Wind symbols the challenges of life. It refers to the adversity of life. So, the poem concludes that adversity and obstacles are the part of life, and we should be strong enough mentally and physically to survive in the hardships of life. So I hope you understood the meaning of the poem. Keep practicing, keep learning. Thank you.